Um, I have a little hot take on techno, and I will argue a bit later. Now, the main thing that I want to say is I feel like people who listen to art techno and they actually enjoy art techno is just because they have, I wouldn't say they have lots of thoughts in their mind and they just don't want to listen to them, but it's more of a, they made me hate my techno. Okay, let me elaborate. I'll try to explain what I have in my head and how is this connected to the whole discourse about hard techno, right? Most of the times that you go on Instagram and you are into the techno Instagram or techno TikTok, you see all those so-called posers that are doing all the same moves. It's all the boom, 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 boom. It's exactly all the same. And I don't want to call even this techno. This is not techno to me. Techno was born in the 90s as a, it was a way for people to gather in a place and bond in a way, connect, right? People used to connect each other by letting their body go and flow and feel the beat. Feel the beat. I'm gonna go this side. Make you move. Yeah, that was the idea. But yeah, pretty much like feel the beat of the beat going on in that moment and letting your body go and letting your body do whatever it feels like doing. And while you're doing this, while you're dancing, while you're voguing, you might also connect with some people around you. It was more of a way to connect, and it got very much linked with sexuality. It was a place and moment where you could truly be yourself and dance the way you wanted to dance and letting your body just like completely vogue and be accepted from the people around you for the person that you are. But for me, hard techno is just like, is the death of the techno as we knew it. And it's not just for techno itself, but it's more about your sexuality, the death about their sexuality, their sexual journey, their sexual experimentation, their even about personal discovery in a way. I really associate the classic 90s techno with fun, colorful melody. Hard techno for me is just the need of people to get shit out of their body and their mind. All those industrial sounds, for me, it goes back, in a way, it reminds me of grime, You remember, I'm not really sure about what kind of music was that called, but grime was one, but also that kind of music, like, kind of going back from rap and hip hop, but it became very much about screaming and shouting, and it became very much aggressive, hard, bombarding hip hop in a way. And it feels like hard techno is exactly the same thing, and I kind of see the same people because I still see people listen to that kind of music, and then when they go dancing, they dance to hard techno. And for me, it's more of a need of those people to bombard their head with industrial noise that completely kills whatever is going on in your head and brings you back to a primordial stage. So why would you bombard your head with all of this? One, you have thoughts, you have things going on in your past that you didn't completely deal with, and kind of like skeletons in the wardrobe. Skeletons in the wardrobe, I think it's called. And you don't want to think about them. You don't want to embrace them, analyze them, and get over them. You let them there. You let them become bigger and bigger and bigger, but at some point you cannot handle them anymore. So you just want sound to get through your mind to completely bombard you because you cannot stand them anymore. So you don't want to think about them. So this is the only way to get out of it. And the problem with that is that I feel like this is becoming cool. Like, not analyzing your problems, do not listen to yourself, do not analyze yourself, do not actually care about yourself, do not discovering yourself. It became cool. It became cool to just like let everything go instead of actually like externalizing everything that's going on in your head, your personal issues, whatever you had in your past. Instead of taking them out, looking at your problems and actually working on them, it's easier to just internalize, put metallic industrial sound going terribly strong in your mind and go back to a primordial stage. The problem with that is the primordial stage, at least for me, because it very much feels like the primordial stage, you go aggressive, which it's exactly the definition of this kind of music, hard techno, but also you become very much primordial in all the senses. Like you want to satisfy your needs, and one of your primordial needs, especially when high on drugs, which is a big thing of the techno community, is obviously your sex drive, and something that I really do not like because it's exactly the opposite of what techno stands for. I feel like all of this is pretty much connected to letting everything go out, even in the sexual side. So you're just gonna have a terrible sex in the toilet with a random person who is right in front of you and also want to do the same, and that's it. So not anymore techno as a way to connect with people, dancing together, creating an atmosphere around the two people dancing together, and then edging it to the point where sex is needed because the sexual tension is so high. But hard techno to me, it's very much connected to a situation where I want to get everything out, even in the sexual way. I have the sexual drive, I cannot stand this anymore. I'll find a random person, fuck them in the toilet, and then move up to the next fray. It's all very much repressed ideas and repressed problems that you still do not want to deal with. It just doesn't feel right to me. Because techno was exactly the opposite. I guess time goes by and lots of things changes. I'm just wanted to say I'm not the biggest fan of this. I went to 3 of these hard techno events thinking it's so popular. It might be fun. It has to be fun. So many people enjoy it. And then I realized it is a reflection of the fragile male gaze. Well, I see it from a masculinity side, who just want to let everything out without actually dealing with what it's in their mind. So one night, take everything out and keep doing your stuff alone. While for me, when I think of techno, I think of 2 people dancing together, having a good time, they make a new connection, and they leave the club for going to some of those 2 people's place and have a lovely time together and maybe build something together starting from that. And then they keep going to the club together to enjoy what brought them together in the first place. This is techno to me, not industrial sound bombarding your head, not to listen to your own thoughts and satisfy your primordial needs. It feels exactly the opposite of what techno was born for. To me, hard techno is the death of techno and the death of your self-discovery journey, but especially the death of your sexuality. Because if you're just gonna fuck in the toilet, it's not sexual discovery, it's sexual satisfaction, but it's not sexual discovery. You're stagnant in the same point. And I don't see how you can create something when you are in that specific point. I see it as a very stagnant situation. I don't see a way to get out, if not actually listening to what's going on in your head and embracing what's going on in there. Nah, fuck that. The only thing that I just still don't get is, how is this possible? How is it possible that when I listen to some sort of hard techno song in my room, I feel like voguing the way I usually vogue? So exactly as I said at the beginning of the video, like letting my body actually go. But when I am in the club with that kind of music, I don't feel like doing it because the people around are not doing it. So it kills the vibe that you went there for, which is a bit sad. For example, if I listen to this sort of stuff, I like it. it's very hard, and I understand that it's very hard, but still I can go with it for like half an hour. But a whole night like that, you really have lots of things that you didn't deal with yet, and you should really deal with that, because this is the only way people can actually enjoy this. This is an hammering industrial sound in your mind that doesn't allow you to think about anything else. It doesn't allow you to think. It's so hammering that it shuts down your brain, and it brings you a primordial stage. Yeah, hard techno is the death of techno and the death of your sexuality. So I would really recommend you to go listen to some artists that I like to say are MRT or Narcis, DJ Europarking, DJ Fuck Off, Funk Tribu, Pegassi. The hard groove is actually really fucking cool, but not hard techno, boy. Come on, you can do better. For this video, I would highly recommend you to be in a moment of full silence, no media around you, nothing at all. Thoughts are gonna come to your mind. Write them down and look at them face to face. Do not bombard your mind with media, with music, or whatever the fuck you want to. Just not to think about them. Start thinking about them. Write them down. Look at them and see, why do you care about them so much? Why are they stuck in your head? Where do they come from? And in a way, the more you know about those things, the more you write about them, the more you're able to externalize them, the more you will be fine with them, because you actually acknowledge them. Instead of keeping them there in your mind and hiding them, you're externalizing them, you're acknowledging them, and it's so good. You see them, you face your problems, and you can chill to good music and not killing your mind. That is enough. That's childish. Like running away from your problems, bro. Come on, why would you do that? Go live your life, bro. Yeah, a bit done with all of this.